Paulo Sebunsu, entomology lab technologist in the entomology research unit of Anglo-Gold Ashanti malaria control. Well, what you see me doing here is parity dissection. This is parity dissection, and what I'm doing here is teasing out the ovary of the mosquito from the abdomen. Yeah, and after teasing it out, we examine that under the microscope to know whether it's lived long enough to lay eggs or not. And that informs us the longer periods the mosquitoes are living in the population, because we are doing IRS, indoor residual spraying. And spraying the inside walls, once the mosquitoes are resting on the walls, it should kill them before they live long enough to lay eggs. So basically it gives us that information to know whether they are laying eggs or they are not. And that tells us that our insecticide is killing them so that they don't live long enough to get parasites and transmit, or they are living long enough. Yeah. If you look at the parity, as I've explained to you, it gives us that information. And yes, since we've started doing it, the results we are having shows us that our operation, which is the indoor residual spraying, is making impact. One other key thing we use to determine is the ELISAs, the enzyme-linked immunosorbent assay. That one, it helps us to know exactly, because we test to see whether there's presence or absence of parasites in the mosquito. And once we are having more negative test results, that means there are no parasite present in the mosquito. It tells us that we are really wiping the adult mosquitoes, and so mosquitoes are not living long enough to pick parasites from human beings and transmit. And the results have been very fantastic. We realized that when we began initially, we had a lot of positives that showed presence of parasites in the population. But over time now, most of the tests we are running gives us negative. We have negatives throughout. Yeah, so our research is showing good indicators that we are succeeding. And on the ground, you can see it. People testify. Yeah. Those suck blood. Otherwise, they won't land on your skin. What they do is the males that do not suck blood, but the females need the blood to nourish their eggs. That's the main purpose they suck blood. They use the protein in the blood to nourish their eggs, and you know that eggs contain protein, and that's why they suck the blood. So in the process of getting the blood to nourish their eggs, they release their saliva to block the flow of blood after they are done. And that is how we get the parasite, if it's present in the mosquito, because the parasites are stored in the salivary glands. Yeah. Mosquitoes are just as other insects, but they become unique because they are vectors that carry the malaria parasite. And because malaria is a burden to us, especially in Africa, it makes the mosquito an important insect to study. If you really want to boot out malaria, then you have to know the behavior of mosquitoes and how it carries parasites, so that we can attack it and overcome it in its own game. Yeah, and that's why mosquito is important and is so unique to us here at Anglo-Gold Ashanti Malaria Control. Yeah. Words to all viewers is that we should all join to beat malaria. We should be careful of our lifestyles. Don't leave stagnant pools of water. Sleep in insecticide mosquito nets. And if you are in areas where you have indoor residual spraying going on, open your homes for us to spray, so that we can all join hands and boot out malaria from our country. Discovery. Well, the current new discovery we have is a new insecticide we are using. Yes, we have, through our partners, been able to get a new insecticide with a new mode of action. And so currently we are able to kill a vast majority of the adult mosquitoes. It's a mode of action. It's a mode of action. The old one, the mosquitoes built up a resistance, quite a resistance to the old one. And so we needed an insecticide with a new mode of action that can kill the mosquitoes. You know, it's just like when you walk and fall in a pothole. Tomorrow, when you get to that same area, you try to dodge the pothole. That's what the mosquitoes have done with the old insecticide. So even though it's not complete resistance, we are killing some, but some are evading the insecticide. And so with this new one, we are able to. Sure, what I will tell all people hearing me now, if you are in the Obuasi municipality, or you are in Upper West, Upper East, Northern region, that's where we have IRS going on. Open your doors for us to spray. And then also, if you are NGO, you are somebody with... Generally, my message to the general populace, especially the farmers, they use the active ingredient of some of the insecticide we use to fight mosquito, and they abuse it. And so my message to these farmers is to use them in right proportions so that we don't build resistance to any insecticide that is brought up. And to the other people in the population, in the system who are not farmers, my advice to them is to use it measurably. You don't just spray anywhere. If you spray little doses, it doesn't kill them. And that is how they start to build resistance. So let's spray enough to kill them in our indoor walls and stop spraying anyhow. That is how we cannot join hands and then fight resistance.